Hey guys, so I'm going to show you guys how to use the mass pricing tool on TCGPlayer. You're going to go up here, you're going to log into your seller account. You're going to go to this pricing tool here, and you're going to go head down here to the mass pricing tool. You're going to click on it. It's going to take you to a separate page. You're going to click sign in. Here, once it logs in, it will show you your rules here in the activity log if you have a schedule set up. And then down here, it shows you your active schedules down here in the bottom right. So for this, I'm going to remake this Lorcana AM. Now that I have deleted the Lorcana one, we're going to go down here to create a new rule. You're going to be which prices would you like for your new rule to apply to? Because I'm selling, I'm going to click my selling prices. So here we have define products. You have 4 different steps you have to do in order to create a rule. And if you want to make a schedule, that would be the 5th, but right now we're just focusing on defining, and confirming. So here you can enter a rule. I typically write the game, the schedule, the market amount I want to work with, and my minimums. So my minimums for Lorcana right now are 15 cents a piece. And then here you have your pricing type, my selling prices. Update prices, I just leave this alone here because I want any of the cards I put in to also be updated and not just my inventory. So I have category. It's only going to show the ones you have cards listed. So right now I have Magic, Pokemon, One Piece, Lorcana, Pokemon Japan, and the Gundam card game. So for here I'm just doing Lorcana. So I click Lorcana, and here the groups is going to show you like the different sets you have. So I have 2 sets currently listed for Lorcana, but we're going to go ahead and just click all groups. For the rarities, if you wanted to go by like type, like commons and stuff, you can do like that. By printing, so like holofoils and cold foils and normals and or whatever. The conditions, so what you want to do here is you want to make sure, if you're just doing like an overall massing price tool, that you do not click unopened. What happens when you click unopened is it will take all of the sealed product as well and incorporate that into these prices. So you just want to focus on singles. You're just going to click near mint, lightly played, moderately played, heavily played, and damaged. Heavily played, and we're going to click damaged. You're just going to click these. Do not click the sealed product. It will just make things messy if you don't want to deal with that. All languages, all I have is English. I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to leave the price filter alone. We're just doing a basic price massing schedule so that way we don't have to worry about it anymore. So now you've finished step 1, you're going to go to step 2, which is defining the prices. So I want my prices to be at a negative 1% market. So I want to be 1% under the market. So we have TCGPlayer market price. This is what I'm basing my prices on, which is here. And you can also do medium, low price, current price, average, whatever you feel like doing. If you're new to the mass pricing tool, I would suggest just sticking with this. Maybe messing with 1 or 2% under or over, or just leaving it at 0 is fine too. Personally, I like to be 1% under for anything that's above my minimum that I've currently set. So I'm going to do, if I'm at 1% under market, I'm going to click 1. And then I'm going to go to this drop down. I'm going to go to the bottom here, which is negative %. You can do plus or minus dollars. So dollar amounts you want to be $1 under, or percentage. I just do percentage, just the easiest thing for me. Click continue. So now we've completed the first defined products. Now we define the pricing, and this is where we're going to define our minimum. So to make sure my prices are no lower than, this is where we're going to make sure we change it if we want a minimum. So TCG market price, we're going to change that down to fixed amount. This is going to give us that 15% bottom. So even if a card is worth 9 cents, it's only going to go down to 15 cents listed in our inventory. So for the dollar value, we're going to put 15 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, whatever you want. You're just going to make sure you're going to go down to this checkbox and you're going to unmark it. Yes, skip updates that will lower my existing price by more than 50%. We don't need to worry about that, and if we're doing it this way, because it's already keeping everything at a minimum. Nothing's going to go lower, unless it's like you want to make sure you're always getting $5 or something, Just make sure you uncheck this. You're going to click continue. And this is where it's going to confirm your rule. So once again, the reason why I type my name this way is because it basically gives me my game, my scheduled time, market, and minimum. So I'm just going to go down here and double check. And then you want to double check that all conditions are checked. That's like one of the main things I always double check, just to make sure I clicked all the stuff, the right game, the right minimum, the right market price. So with that in effect, we're actually going to save and close because now our rule is set. The next step is if you want it to run on a schedule, which is highly recommended because that means it just runs without you knowing or having to work with it, is you're going to add a schedule. I put the AM. I usually run on both AM and PM, so I have 2 rules per game. I do it all days, and I either do 4 or 5 AM or in 4 and 5 PM, depending on whichever one you prefer. I do 4 AM randomly, so just right before people wake up, right before people get off work, it's just already ready to go. Once you have all this set, you can click save. And when I create a new schedule, what I like to do is I like to go in here and run it. That way, the schedule's already ready to go. However, I mean, if you're new, I already know mine set the way I want it, but if you're new and you don't know what you're doing, which is probably why you're watching this video, you're going to go to preview rule. So this is the part where you just double check that your rule is in fact working the way you want it to work. So what it's going to do is it's going to load. And it might take a few minutes to load or whatnot. So here we have just one card. I haven't opened much up or have any listed. I have a lot of stuff to list still. So right now I just have the one card here. For the most part, I want to look at the Fabled because I have the majority of the Fabled cards listed. So I'm going to click on that. It might take a few minutes to load. And once it does, you'll see kind of what we're looking at. So once we have it loaded, you're going to see that they have all the cards listed on here, the product. We have the original price it's set at. We have the updated price, and we have the change dollar amount if that's what you're interested in looking at, or percent change for all my Excel people out there, or those who like to see percent numbers. And then I quickly go down. I roughly have a good idea of how much cards are worth, and unless they drastically go up or drastically go down, I have a pretty good idea of what's going on. So here I'm just looking at all my cards, and so what I'm going to do is just, maybe change it to 25 or 50 just to gauge kind of like how many cards I'm looking at. So right here, just looking at it, does say there's 15 set minimum. So it looks like it does work. If you always want to double check too, you can always go into your pricing tool or inventory tool, just double check. But because my rule is good, I'm gonna just, I already ran it, but we're just gonna run the rule, and then once it's there, it's gonna queue, and then it should just run like butter. Like honestly, you don't have to think about it. It's one less thing you have to do, especially if you're mass listing cards, you're creating orders, whatever you gotta do, like it's the life's end. So thanks for watching, and if you guys want any other tutorials or any questions, concerns, comments, just leave them in the comments for me and I'll definitely try to get back to them.